Anthem Nation. This is the Songwriter podcast.
Quick short story for you. So I was on Wix Picks and did the Mount Rushmore?
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. You saw...
I saw that you were on there. I hadn't watched the episode yet, though.
Okay. And then, spoiler alert for you. So they do the Mount Rushmore thing all the time. I was like, look, I'm going to do, cookie cutter Mount Rushmore. And I was like, he's like, okay, but I want to do an up and coming like who? Because I've kind of met some up and comers. And then I was like, well, Hunter Flynn was on there and his voice. And then it was Jordan Lee King. So I think he's one of the best songwriters coming up. You were on there.
Am I?
Yeah, you're on there and the Creekers. But with you, I was like, my thing was I was saying the vibe. Because where we're from, so the songs you write is kind of like and we'll talk about this, is I want to grab my wife and dance in the kitchen. You know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's so cool. But then I kind of like, you got such a good vibe. My wife's like, she's so cool.
Oh.
But we don't get to see enough of it. But then it's kind of like social media is like, but I don't want to give too much because how they handle it could make me or destroy me. Do you find that?
Yeah. I feel like social media, I was just talking about that on the way down here with someone. I feel like it's a game that you have to figure out and play, and I'm not very good at it, and I really don't like playing it. I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know. I'm glad that you all, that I come across as cool on, I guess, because that's really been your only interaction with me is like my music and on social media, because I feel the opposite of that. But I don't know. I just try to be as authentic to myself as I can be. And I don't know, it's nice to hear that people resonate with whatever it is that I'm doing.
I think what resonates, especially from my wife as well, all of us, is like, oh, you're like us. Like, you're like us. Like, sometimes with the artists, they're probably living this fantastic life and doing this stuff. It's like, you're painting your house and, like, this is going... And she goes, and my wife goes, remember when we were painting our house and this happened? That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what... And my wife's like, oh, yeah, I do that too. And I have that little thing as well. And, now when pets pass away... it happens to us as well. My wife would go through a phone and just talk about, I remember Rusty got bitten by the snake, and she's like, oh, and look how small Harvey was.
Yeah.
And look at little Gracie. Remember that? And that's what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't get started talking about the animals though, because it's like my heart is so... I don't know. I just am very tender-hearted, and especially when it comes to animals and my animals, I'm just like, I will fall apart and be a mess. You said you were not at Sleeping in the Woods? You were not?
No, I wasn't there, no.
I sang a song that I had written about my dog that passed away just at the beginning of the year, and I had sang that song a few times, and like at home, and I felt good. Like, I didn't feel overly emotional, but then when I got out there, and I think it was probably just a combination of things, like that setting and being around those people and feeling just the love from all of them. It was a safe space, I guess, and I could have very easily just lost it.
Sobbed it out, yeah.
I mean, but I held it back as much as I could, but I love my animals.
People mock people and say, oh, they're like family. And like, they are.
They are family, and especially like I don't have children of my own. I have nieces and nephews, but, for the last 10 plus years, it's been me and my animals, and, they've moved with me and, multiple times, and we were in lockdown together. It's just like every big thing that's happened in my life over the last 10 years, my animals have been there, the ones like getting me through it. And, that's, you can't always say that about a human person.
Oh, 100%, yeah. We got a little Griffin dog and just a little lap dog. And he was there, we got him before me and my wife were married, before we had kids. And then we had kids, and he's still alive now. But he's getting really old.
How old is he?
He's kind of not, doesn't go outside to go to the toilet anymore. So,
yeah.
So my wife's like, I'm sick of cleaning this up. And sometimes she has that moment, goes, maybe it's time. And I was like, he's been with us, and it's weird because he doesn't help us financially. He doesn't help anyway. You forget that. He's like, he was there when we had nothing, Christina. Like, we had nothing, and he was always there. And we've been like out in the desert in a tent, and little Brian was there.
Yeah.
And you have that moment where you're like, and that's why I think it's so good when you write songs like that. What's the name of the song about the dog?
The new one
Yeah.
that I Bloodhound.
January came and went. I picked up the pieces in a moment of regret. Now he rests in peace and
When you write like it's the beauty of it is there's so many fans that know that story.
Yeah.
And is that when you're writing a song, are you like pen to paper first?
It depends. I'm doing this Songwriter challenge this year where we write one song a week for a year.
Wow.
And with that, I try to designate time that I'm actually sitting down and writing. But a lot of times it's when I'm out hiking. That's when I feel like I have the biggest rush of creativity is when I'm out hiking because there's no distractions and just something about being in nature.
Yeah.
I'll start thinking of words or, stories, and I'll try to get it down as best I can. And then maybe later like a melody or something will come to. But I feel like I'm better with I start with the words,
Yeah.
which that starts with whatever I'm feeling.
Feeling at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you do poems as well?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I've not in the past looked at it that way, like writing poetry, but I feel like, especially over the last 6 or 7 months or so, if I think of something, I'll write it down thinking that it's just a poem, and maybe that's all it stays.
Yeah.
Maybe it evolves into a song. But it just kind of depends.
Yeah. So if you're writing a song and you kind of crafted it, who's the kind of the first person you will send it to kind of bounce that idea off?
Ryan Allen is someone that I've written with a couple of times. I don't know if you're familiar with Magnolia Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan helped me with Dried Paint, if you know that song.
I'm too much and I'm too loud. I love too hard and I cry about all I am and all I ain't. Well, I ain't no sinner and I ain't no saint. I'm here to stay like dried on paint.
Brian, I've been very private about writing just because I think it's just me getting comfortable with sharing it because that's vulnerable to share that. And, even with my brother, who's also a songwriter, I've found it difficult at times to open up and share with him. But I'm making more of an effort to do that now. I sent him a song a few weeks ago that I had started and just asked him if he had any interest in helping me with it. And, that felt like a big step for me because I'm used to doing everything by myself.
I'll deal with it.
And I don't want to be a burden to other people. They've got their own stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
And so I think I just take on this mentality that I have to figure it out for myself, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm learning that, and again, that's with your art. That's such a vulnerable piece of who you are, and I don't feel comfortable sharing my process with just anyone. It's got to be someone that I feel close to or some sort of connection. And obviously, my brother is one of those people, and then Ryan I've known for years.
Yeah, it's kind of who you pass to have delicate hands and kind of, and also for that person is kind of like, let's say they think it's good but needs something, then they get delicately kind of tell you that as well, and you take that criticism on or direction on.
That's what Nicholas has done. He did that, in fact, throughout this, because he's also doing this Songwriter challenge.
Yep.
And every week we upload our song to Discord, And so everyone that's in the group can listen to it. And one of the weeks after I uploaded it, it was funny. I was feeling insecure about this particular song. I liked it, but I felt like it could have been better. And I won't get into like the specifics about it, but there was something specific that I was just like, I need to get away from that.
Yeah.
And Nicholas texted me and asked if I was open to some gentle, I think he used criticism, but I didn't take it as criticism. It was direction. Yeah. And it was exactly what I needed to hear, and it validated what I was already feeling. So I was glad that, he felt like he could do that and share, be honest with me, because I want to get better and I want to improve my craft, and he's obviously done it for a long time. And
it's kind of, and I've been talking to artists because I'm a fan, so I love learning from an artist's point of view, because I'm a very big, like, if I'm in the crowd, I hate people talking. Even people come talk to me, I'm like, not now.
Yeah. I want to go sit by myself usually at a show because I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. I've been talking to people all week. You know, if I want to catch up with you, let's go have a coffee or beer somewhere else. This is not the place. But meeting like Jordan Lee King and the Hunter Flynns of the world and what we're going to talk about, going through that story, now I'm like, do not talk to me because I know what he's going through right now singing this song.
Yeah.
Do you find that challenging?
Which part?
Like playing live and trying to learn the craft. You got people who are talking. It's part of the deal, but
it is. Yeah, I feel like we're really lucky. There is a really good community of people here that when they come to a show, they're there to listen. Yeah. They're not there to talk. But then you do have shows that's not the case. And I had one of those last year, I think. It is part of it. It can be distracting, especially when you're a solo acoustic person.
Vulnerable, just you and a guitar.
It's you and the guitar, and it's hard. It can be hard to, I just think, sing over someone who's standing right there yelling, like talking. And, when I've been in those situations, I try to handle it, and like nicely say, if you're going to talk, just step outside. Like
easy, like easy banter kind of.
Yeah, like make light of it, but like,
strong but delicate.
Right. Yeah. That's how I try to handle it. But that's only happened a couple of times, really. So. And
I find the themes being like, you find that in Kentucky, like Laurel Cove, everyone's just switched on. It's probably like in Kentucky, it kind of feels like everyone's there for the words, the story, because especially with the way you guys talk and the sayings, everyone can relate, and everyone's going through it. But I also feel like every home's got a guitar. Yeah, everyone's a storyteller.
Everyone's grown up, in church or with their grandparents playing instruments, and I think it really it's brought people together.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when you venture outside Kentucky or Appalachia, you do get these pockets. Maybe if you go like a Chicago or something, it's like, well, maybe I'll stay away from that area because they're not going to give the respect.
Yeah. But even in Lexington, though, that's where I've experienced it.
Oh, okay.
But, it's, again, there's people that are there to listen, that they're there to listen to the words. There's people that are there just to have a good time. They really don't care who's playing. Yeah. And again, that's just part of it, depending on where you're playing. But
So we talk about like say everyone in Kentucky's got a guitar. Like, when did you first pick up a guitar?
Guitar, I was probably 18 or 19. I think I was a freshman in college, but I played piano. I started playing piano when I was probably 8.
Oh, wow.
And took lessons for 7 or 8 years, and I may have been even younger than that, but
still play?
Not as much. I can read music. I kind of got away from piano when I was in school. I was involved in sports and other things, and that just sort of took a back seat because I always enjoyed singing, but I was very shy. We grew up singing in children's choir at church. Our mom played piano and organ, and our grandparents all played, and I liked it, but it's like you get me in front of anybody and I would just freeze up. I was basically just mouthing the words.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I was probably 18. I finally started singing a little bit to where people could actually hear me.
Yeah.
And
And when did you start writing? Like, when did that?
well, depending on who you ask.
Okay.
Now, Nicholas and I were talking about this the other day about how when I was in the first grade, I was the Floyd County Young Authors winner.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's big time.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've always been a writer, and I've been thinking back to even in high school, we would make up silly songs. Like I was thinking about do you remember the NSYNC song, I Drive Myself Crazy? Drive myself
I have to
crazy.
say
Okay,
yes,
well,
but I'm saying this yes on
yeah.
camera, and now
Yeah.
my credibility just dived. So
Well,
but yes,
sorry,
I do. Yeah.
Well, so there was that song by NSYNC, and
Yeah.
my friends and I wrote a parody. I cut myself shaving.
Yeah.
And that came to mind recently because I was like, that was probably like the first song that I kind of wrote, but not.
So NSYNC is a big influence on your career.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
definitely, yeah. But my first like actual song that I wrote was just in 2017. So
wow.
not even 10 years, but it's hard to believe it's been almost 8. So I'm still new to it.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that. So Dried on Paint.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? What is this about?
I was feeling insecure one day, which has been a theme throughout my life. And I just started writing down these things that were coming to my head, things that I've either heard from people or just things that I have thought about myself. And just kind of getting to that point in my life where I don't care. Like if someone doesn't think this about me or like that about me, I like those things about me. And I have found that if you're being authentic and you're being you, that gives other people permission to be themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that song it's become an anthem in a lot of ways. Not, for me even,
lot of people.
And I hear that from people, and that makes me feel really good because, as someone who spent the majority of her life being afraid or insecure to show who I really was, and now having the confidence to just be who I am and be loved for that, like it is really special, and it means a whole lot.
It's a big theme. I've been talking to a lot of people about it. And I always say, if we could all put our pile of issues in front of us so everyone could see, you take yours back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got you haven't got issues. You don't talk to the next person you think they've got it together, but
they don't.
You look at that and go, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to realise is people say, everyone's got their issues. Like, yeah, but not as bad as, nah, people, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
And I think people should have more patience with that as well. We talk about social media a lot, but what I said yesterday, I probably don't think that anymore. Like I'm evolving as a person. I'm trying to work this out.
Right.
Even when it comes to like my religion or whatever it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such a big world.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to navigate it, but everyone's just like, you can't have that opinion. You can't do that, because that's how I felt in that moment.
Right.
And I said something in that moment. Maybe I regret it now, but you can't crucify me for something that happened back here.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we're all changing and learning every day and working on being better versions of ourselves. And no one is perfect, and we're all going to screw up and say things that maybe we don't mean or we thought we meant, but now we realize that we don't. It's just we're all doing the best we can.
I think I always feel like we're always immature because we're going too mature. So even though I was immature when I was 19, I'm still immature now when my 6-year-old looks back and goes, you were so immature with that thought. And I think that's what people need to understand. We're still kids growing.
Yes.
Even though we might be in our 30s or our 40s, we're still...
And even though we may have come a long way and we've learned a lot already, there's still so much. There's still so much ahead of us, hopefully, and still so much to learn. Because if you're not, the alternative is you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Rich Henderson's got the song The Same Size Hole. Jack Russell had one, Return the Dust. It's right. And I was saying, like, same size hole, we all end up in the ground. And the only thing, the bones don't tell you much. The headstone tells you everything. Here lies a father. Here lies a mother.
Yeah.
A loving husband. And that's what I try to do is like, am I the best husband? No. But I've never met the best husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what people look at social media, they're so perfect and look what their husband does for them. And it's like, yeah, I'm not saying this about my marriage, but people might think, oh, they get to do this. And I do say that my wife will take a photo and post it on social media, go, oh, look how happy they are in Disneyland. Goes, oh, we were nearly divorced 4 times before that photo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, relax.
Social media is a highlight reel, and I think it's an illusion in a lot of ways. And, we're only seeing a snapshot of what that person is experiencing.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to put, because social media is so influential and it's such a big part of society today, like show all the emotions, show all the range of growth, the highs and the lows. And because that shows other people I'm not alone. Because I think sometimes you can feel isolated, like my struggles I'm the only one struggling.
Yeah.
And even though my struggles may be different than yours, that emotion and that experience is the same or similar.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it reminds me now of the song Worthy.
The sun is shining and the sky is blue, but you don't even notice. You got your head in the clouds and a load on your back, and you feel like you can't do this. You are worthy of so much more than what you give yourself credit for.
Is that a bio or is it a character?
That's a bio. That's the first song I ever wrote.
Yeah.
Back in 2017, and that was, like I said, I just grew up really insecure, and I don't really know where it came from. I've written some songs that they just feel like they've been downloads. Like I've truly just been the vessel. Like I didn't have to think about it. I wrote that song in probably 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I just sat down and it just flowed, and it has been powerful.
Very powerful.
And I've also had a love-hate relationship with it because, just as we do as humans, we compare ourselves to others and we're hard on ourselves. And even though I've had nothing but positive feedback on that, I have found myself at times comparing it to like really great songs written by other people. And I always view that as it's a constant lesson for me to come back to myself and remind myself, I'm not like everyone else. No one's like me. No one's like you.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's the beauty of it all.
Exactly. It's like, if you go to a potluck and everybody brings the same dish, it's going to be kind of boring, right? Like
exactly.
Everyone has something to bring to the table. And every time I play that song, which I don't play it much anymore, but when I do, I always have someone come up to me and tell me how much that song has meant to them. And it always reminds me that that song is much bigger than me, and it's not about me or my feelings on how good of a song it is, or like technically speaking. It's the message, and it's how it makes people feel.
Yeah, 100%. Find it for me personally, it's like an anthem I want my daughter listens to it. It's like, when she's young, she's only 7, and then I try and, sometimes she's 7 and she'll say stuff like, I didn't do too well at school because I didn't get 100%. I said to her, Dad fails all the time.
Yeah.
Dad fails all the time.
Yeah.
And I always tell her, I suck at this. I suck at everything. I don't go too deep. She's 7, but I would say stuff like, I still don't know my times table, my multiplications. I still don't know today. Dad doesn't know. I use a calculator. I don't use the word dumb, but like Dad's not smart either. And kind of like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And you're good. You're my hero. And you fail. And I think like that, it's just kind of like we're all not worthy. And I think it's a beautiful anthem. I love it.
Thank you.
Run, Baby, Run. I want to quickly talk about that one.
Okay.
That's a bop. I love it.
And we're running
that's another one. I don't really know where it came from. I wrote it, like the chorus came to me, and then a couple days later I sat down and I wrote the rest of it, just, in a couple of hours. But I say I don't know where it came from. When I wrote it, again, it was one of those that just kind of came to me. I didn't have to think about it too much. And then the more I played it and the more I sat with it, it was like, just do what you want to do, be who you are, and just, don't let fear hold you back. That's sort of how I feel about it now. It's like, run, baby, as fast as you can. Whatever it is that you want to do, just
get after
just
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. I've wasted so many years just being too afraid to do anything, literally anything.
Yeah.
And now, I don't want to say I'm making up for lost time, but I am much more intentional about things, how I do things, and doing the things that truly bring me joy.
Yeah.
And, if sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do. That's part of life. But, I'm not going to sit around and wait for things to be a certain way or life to be a certain way before I go after whatever it is that I want to do.
Well, I hope you keep doing it because you are so talented. And it's kind of like from a ranching kind of way, it's like, open the gate, let's go.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you're at. It's like open the gate, I'm going to grip it, and we're just going to let it go.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to come through your music. It's fun. It's vibe. I mean, I love it.
Thank you. Thank
you. You want to play a song for us today?
Sure.
What are you going to play?
What do you want me to play?
Run, Baby, Run.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll do Run, Baby, Run.
Thank you.
All right.
Baby, let's go for a drive and get out of town. Past the movies and Courthouse Street. We ain't looking to settle down. Turn left on 114 toward the county line. Passing Jesus Saves bumper stickers left and right. But he can't save me from myself. I gotta get out, I gotta get some help. And run, baby, as fast as you can. Over the hills to the promised land. Don't look back and don't slow down. Keep on driving till you leave this town. Run, baby. Head west in a mountain parkway toward the setting sun. If life is what you make it, why not make it fun? The days are long, but the years are short. Don't press rewind, just hit restart. And run, baby, as fast as you can.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Podcast. You can find out more about this artist in the show notes, including links to their work. Rob Hillier is the host of the Songwriter Podcast and the founder, CEO of Jam Nation. Brad Luttrell is our executive producer. Jacob Bozarth is our co-producer. The show was recorded and edited by Sam Tucker with Tucker Creative. The show's incredible intro vocals are by singer-songwriter Emily Jamerson. Thank you to Pine Mountain State Park for hosting these conversations and Bell County Tourism for helping us coordinate. This show is brought to you by Jam Nation. If you haven't heard of Jam Nation, it's an app not just for fans, but fanatics. Jam Nation app tracks your listens, it connects you with other top fans, and it helps you earn not only bragging rights, but you're going to get exclusive access to content, tickets, and more. We're always adding in new features, so it's going to continue to evolve. This is your chance to get in early. You can download the Jam Nation app from the app stores right now, and many of the artists that are on this show and coming on this show are already there. If you enjoyed this episode, we really would appreciate a rating on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you're listening. It really matters. I promise you it does, and it helps the show grow, gives us traction, and gives us social proof so that we can continue to go out and get more songwriters on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon on The Songwriter, where we explore the life behind the lyric.